All right, the next game we're going to talk about is Dimension. It is KOSMOS?
Yes.
Yep, KOSMOS Games. Who's it designed by, man?
Oh, Lord.
Give it a shot.
Lauge Luchau?
We apologize.
Sorry, bro.
Is there 5 colors?
Yes.
Okay, so you got 5 color balls, and then on your board, you have these cutouts where you can place these, and it's kind of like there's 7 on the bottom layer.
Yes.
So 3 and 3 and the 1 in the middle.
Right.
And then you place those balls out there, and then you can place 3 on top of those. Is it 3? And then 1 on top? Yeah, 7, 3, and 1.
Yeah, it makes 11.
So it's kind of like a pyramid. The caveat to this is you have special rules every round on how you can build this pyramid, and it's timed with a hourglass, or better yet, an iPhone and a timer.
Yes.
Because no one's going to be looking at that stupid thing ever. Mm-mm. I feel like they should almost, it's a courtesy now to include those, but no one ever uses them.
Right.
Anyway, so what happens is you flip out 7 cards, and these cards are rule cards, like blues can't touch whites, and whites have to be on top of greens. And then, if you have greens, they have to touch other greens.
Yeah.
And sometimes those rules can contradict each other, but essentially you want to try to build a pyramid as fast as possible because you get, a point for every ball that you put out, but you lose 2 points for every card that you do not follow. And in the end, if you followed all the rules, you get 2 extra points or something, or you get a chip from a bag. I don't remember that part.
Yeah, it's a pretty good bonus. I don't remember exactly what it was, but
Matt, what did you think?
I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of chaotic. I know when we first started playing, I looked at our boy Jason playing with us. He was sitting there covering, and I was like, what is he doing? But it makes sense because you don't want people eyeballing your strategy, and you're pretty much, it's a puzzle.
It is a puzzle, and if you watch other people's answers, you can solve that puzzle a lot quicker.
So, like I said, I kind of laughed in my head, but then it was like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you could just look over and see what I'm doing and copy it.
Yeah,
so.
about 3 times throughout the game, or 3 times into the game after we did it, because you just do it a whole bunch of times. I can't remember if you do it, 6 times or something, or
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then, so basically after 1 or 2 times, you're like, what's everybody else doing? I'm going to check that out, because this one looks hard.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think, Eric?
I did like it a lot. I would actually make 2 different changes to it. One being that, you have 7 rules, and sometimes they're going to contradict each other, such as, blue has to touch white, and then you might have another rule that says blue can't touch white. So automatically, no one's going to be able to do all the rules. So I would house rule that. If something comes out like that, you just replace one. And also, I was wondering if they can change the balls into maybe big cubes, because they roll around, and if you drop one on the floor,
of course, your time's still going down.
It's going to go across the hall, and it's going to be hard to find. So,
well, two things about that. One, the boards that we had, it didn't have the little rubber pieces on the bottom.
Right. To lift
we
them
noticed
up.
that at the very end, and so our punch board was basically laying flat on the table, and it didn't have a lot of a level difference for the ball to roll over it. So I think that if we put the rubber things are 3 or 4 millimeters thick, so they would sink in a lot better. But I mean, still, if you're trying to hurry up and you accidentally knock over your pyramid, you're pretty much, you're out that round.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to be picking those things up. They're nice components though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are.
They are nice balls.
Yes. Nicely wooden balls.
Are they? I think they're plastic.
Were they plastic?
Are they plastic?
They were pretty hefty.
Yeah, they were.
You think they're wood?
I thought they were wood.
They felt like it too because of the way they were painted.
Really? I kind of thought they were painted plastic, but maybe I'm wrong. But and then the second thing is the house rolling the card thing would be cool, replacing it. The only problem is you put all 7 of them out, then everybody grabs a couple and says 1, 2, 3, go, and flips them out, and then the timer starts.
Oh, that's right. You don't see it until after it's too late.
So maybe have and there could be variants in the book that address this, but essentially maybe you can have it to where those don't count negative points if you don't follow one. If one contradicts another, stuff like that. There's ways around it, I guess. And the scoring system to me was kind of just there. It was the more fun of doing the puzzle than it was scoring, because I don't really like games where you can score a maximum of points each round. Because in the end, I think you can only score 13 points or something.
Right.
There is a maximum if you do everything perfectly. And to me, it feels like it's all about not making mistakes, which I guess the game is that's the biggest mechanism of the game is don't make mistakes.
Right.
Do as much as possible with little mistakes. So maybe the scoring does work. I just tend to like not like that because I feel like because you only play it like so many times, once you're near the end, you have zero hope. You know, if you get down to the last couple rounds, there's really nothing you can do to make a points. You can't take any gamble or do anything to get more points than somebody else. Because if they score max and they've been scoring max the whole game, like Jason was pretty good at it.
Right.
And I feel like I didn't have any hope because I messed up 2 or 3 times in a row.
Right.
And if there was a little bit of a gambling mechanism, or you play to a certain amount of points, but at the same time, that kind of doesn't address the other issue either. Because if you play to so many points, then he's just going to keep getting max and get it within a certain amount of rounds anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill-based game.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it. So I don't know what you do on a skill-based game, but
add more rules.
Add more rules. Maybe.
Yeah, pretty fun. I might end up picking this up, actually. I liked it that much. I kind of wish I would have won it in the free-to-play stuff, so.
Yeah.